Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Cam's Retro Gaming. So, question for you: are you a handheld gamer or more of a console gamer? So, handheld being like, Analog Pocket, PSP, Game Boy, DS, whatever, versus something that that is tethered to a television. Switch can obviously do both, but as of right now, in the last probably 2 years, I've been mostly a handheld gamer, and I think that is 100% the fact that I can lay in bed and play whatever games I want. And that's a huge convenience factor for me. And as I get older, it's more about convenience than like the best experience necessarily. For retro stuff, I'm still a CRT guy all the way. But, I've just been playing a lot of handheld stuff lately. Before I got really back into my 3DS, I was on the Analog Pocket all the time. Some PlayStation Vita, but mostly Pocket and DS/3DS. One of the cool things about handhelds, and they've always appealed to me. I had the Game Gear growing up. I had the original Game Boy growing up. Is looking back on it, they had to do a lot with a little. Now, what I mean by that is there were limitations that they had to work around, and a lot of times the gameplay was more simplistic, but they had to be creative to make it work and make it look good, make it play well, etc. And that's something that we're not going to really get much anymore. I guess you can kind of count phone games, which I have no idea what games are on the phone these days. But now that the Switch is sort of bridged the gap between handheld and console, we're not going to get those kind of handheld ports of games like we used to, which is kind of unfortunate in a way. For example, like Link's Awakening was, for a long time you could only play that on a handheld. Of course, now there's, I think, the Switch version, the remake, but there were great games that were just on a handheld. And for I don't know, whatever reason, like, if you were to put a gun in my head and say, okay, you can only play handheld games or console games, I'd probably say handheld games. And I probably have at least as many console games collectively as handheld games, but it's just something that appeals to me now. I think there's some nostalgia in there, but also I just like to lay in bed and play games. It's just a convenience factor. What's odd, though, is I don't play my Switch a whole lot, and I think that is honestly because I hate the way there's on the right, like the Joy-Cons, I think, are a cool idea, but you're making compromises with how comfortable they are, and I guess they're grips now for it, which I need to look into. But that being said, I can't tell you how many times I've put the Switch in the dock and actually played it. Maybe like under 5 times. It just seemed like a handheld to me. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just one of those kind of topics I thought about today. I wish I could play all my PlayStation 1 games on a handheld. That'd be crazy. I do have the PlayStation 1 with the screen, and that's kind of like the best of both worlds, I guess. But you got to drape like the AC adapter and the cords over you, whatever. So once again, I'd love to hear your thoughts. It's a laundry day, so pardon all the noise. But have a great week, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend, and we'll see you again really soon.